and try to contribute with gifts.
Hi everyone, and welcome. We've got a special one for you, as tonight's action is part of the NBA Cup. Alongside Grant Hill and Brent Barry, I'm Brian Anderson. Also with us tonight, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Jalen Green.
And for an idea of where his offense is right now, take a look at his true shooting percentage decreasing over the last 5 games. He desperately needs to find his stroke tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for the Golden State Warriors. We've got Jaren Jackson. He's out there with Moses Moody. Nick Richards out there with Jalen Green. And it's Smooth in at shooting guard. And for the Nuggets, they've got Ty Jerome. And it's George in at the power forward. And a lot of talk this year about MP and his sights set on securing the NBA Cup for his team. It really adds a bit of intrigue and drama to what's already become a fan favorite here in the early goings of the NBA season.
Yeah, as if we needed any more drama. MP, I think, draws a lot of attention to himself with his expectations and goals, but I admire that he puts his vision into reality and isn't afraid to tell the world what he wants to achieve. MP always seems to find a way to give us must-watch NBA action.
Well, Grant, what should we expect in a veteran-heavy matchup like this?
You know, B.A., it typically means we'll get a clean game. These guys have been around for a while and know how to take care of the basketball.
Here's Smooth. There's the block. And they recover it. There's Jackson with the 3. Stevenson with a rebound.
Not exactly what they're looking for out of the gates. Just 1 of 4 shooting.
Here's Jerome. Green covering. Pass to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. With the fadeaway. The Warriors pull it in. They put up a nice win against Toronto last time out.
And as a rule of thumb, the road can really test your team's depth. But they all stepped up and collectively produced a lot of points.
Yeah, and watching that, all kinds of contributions and just little things that guys were doing to chip in for that win.
Here's Martin following the score by Golden State. Here's Garrett. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson. Smooth, pass to Green. Jackson outside. Connects from downtown. Jackson's got 6 points.
Yeah, this is a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Here's Green. And it's hammered home by Green.
And that's just outstanding work in transition. Green knowing where he needs to get to in these spots.
Outside Stevenson. Pass to Garrett. Stevenson with a screen on Green. To the middle. Will it go? And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. You know, not too many teams have the stability at head coach as the Warriors have had, Brent.
I'm not sure there's ever been a more perfect fit for a team than Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors. There's been a magical run in the Bay Area, and you just look at the type of connectivity he has with his players, and again, how much joy these Warriors play with.
And here are the Nuggets now. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago, George passes to Jerome. Here's Garrett. Moody defends. Garrett can't hit. The Warriors lead by 5. Moving it up. Here's Jackson. Misses from close range. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Garrett passes to Stevenson. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Here's Smooth. He takes it in, uses the glass on the layup. Smooth's gotten his third basket of the night. The Nuggets have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. This one for 3. Martin misses. The Warriors have got 6 of 10 attempts to fall. Pass to Smooth. On the wing, Green. Jackson with a screen on Martin. Shot clock at 5. Smooth, no good.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Well, Smooth in their last game against the Raptors had a huge game. He dropped 35 points, and he didn't need a ton of extra possessions to get to that total. He was a force of nature in that game. He made the opposition look utterly helpless.
All right, Allie, thanks for the update. It'll be interesting to see if he can heat up once again tonight, Grant.
Yeah, you know he wants to do exactly this, B.A. Just needs to continue to play with the same fire and energy.
And you want to see him make sure that the teammates are also involved in what they're doing, especially if he draws that much attention.
A defensive lapse. Can't give him that kind of position.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
That one's good for 2. Smooth's got 8.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
To the inside, here's Martin. He can't get that one to fall. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson. Pass to Moody. 3-pointer. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's Jerome. 15 in his last outing. Martin with a screen on Green. Jerome passes to George. Here's Stevenson. Second chance shot. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
I mean, if I was out there, I'd probably test anyone but Jackson Jr. And he's 5 of 7, getting into a nice rhythm offensively.
Here's Jerome. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. Looking to end the run. It's rebounded by Golden State.
Is it getting cold in here? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Now here's George. No points yet. Sinks it from distance.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And some changes here for the Warriors. Gafford, he's checked in for Richards. Stevens comes in for Moody. And it's Primo in for Green. Here's Smooth. 10 points for him. There's the drive. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Nuggets. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. You look at Dallas, they're a rising team climbing to 5th on the board.
Well, right now for the Warriors, they've played some nice basketball, no question. But do they have more potential than they've showed us thus far? Absolutely.
And Denver making a change here. Leonard's checked in.
And how about Murray just standing his ground inside, and the contact didn't stop him.
Here's Smooth. That one doesn't go. He's now 5 for 9 in this one. And so it's Murray who brings up the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Trailing by 5. And the Nuggets call time here. Santos. Here's Smooth. Pure from 3-point range. Smooth's got 13.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
They've got Joel Embiid. Murray out there with Williams. And it's Ware in at the power forward position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Smooth. 35 points for him last game against Toronto.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good. It's still early in the season, Grant, but most coaches have their rotations worked out by now.
They really do, but if they don't, they better figure it out soon. You don't want to be tinkering with your lineups any later than this.
Stevenson, he's checked in for Denver. Garrett comes in for Williams. Here's Santos. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Nuggets need to get one up. Here's Murray. The rebound by Moody. The Warriors lead by 9. Inside, here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
I mean, big-time finish from Jackson. He is a force out there.
Pass to Ware. Now here's Murray. Moody defends. Here's Santos. Launches it. Garrett can't hit.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Here's Smooth. 14 points for him. And he dunks it down.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Nuggets trail by 13. To the paint. Here's Murray. They can't stop the run with that one.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Pass to Primo. Takes a 3. And it's Denver with a rebound. Santos has got his 5th rebound in this one. Garrett passes to Murray. Here's Garrett. Down low. It's tipped. Stolen by Gafford. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. Here's Smooth. Drops in the 3. Smooth's got 9 points in the quarter. All right, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, their hands resulting in plenty of steals in the early going, keeping the opposition there off balance.
I wonder if pace and playing fast is something that they're being encouraged to do, because right now they feel like the faster team.
All right, time for an injury report.
Guys, I was able to talk with Denver's head athletic trainer about his status. He did share some good news. It looks like the injury is not nearly as serious as they originally thought. And this team really needs him. They aren't the deepest squad in the NBA, so we'll see how they move forward, Brian.
All right, that's good intel. We've definitely been thinking of him, and now we have some more clarity, guys.
Yeah, they now have all the information they need in order to determine the next steps.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
Here's Martin. He's got it. 3 for 7 now.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Watford outside. Pass to Smooth.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Outside, Green. Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Martin. 6 to shoot. Gafford passes to Watford. 3-pointer off the mark. Nuggets trail by 14. Over to the wing. Here's Garrett. Knocks down the triple. Garrett's got 5.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
KBA, the Denver Nuggets are building for the long haul. Their philosophy has been to draft polished prospects and then develop them into contributors. They look for 4 qualities: basketball IQ, character, positional size, and absence of skill deficiencies. Brian, the track record has been strong.
It really has. Thanks, Allie. Here's Jerome. Into the lane. Oh, he gets it to fall, and that makes it just a single-digit deficit. The Warriors lead by 9. There's 53 seconds left in the first half of this game. Smooth. Pass to Watford. Now Green. From deep. Green money from deep.
Yeah, and Green has tons of confidence in his three-point shot, and it was on display right there as he knocked it down.
George outside. Here's Garrett. Moody defends. Pass to George. A deep three. They get it again. Here's Jerome. George outside. From downtown. Gafford grabs the miss. Here's Smooth. And that's not gonna go. And so it's the Golden State Warriors now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this.
Happy the Western Conference winner, Smooth.
Well, we could give you plenty of highlights, but a lot of substance too.
And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well for the Warriors.
They're getting good.
Thanks for tuning in.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Kicking off the second half, here's Steve Kerr's 5. Jaren Jackson out there with Nick Richards. Then it's Jalen Green, then it's Moody, and it's Smooth in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Garrett. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Green. The Warriors lead by 12. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. Smooth, no good. Pass to Jerome. George outside. Fires from deep. Drills it from deep. George has got 6.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Now here's Green. He's covered closely. Smooth. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the Warriors lead by 11.
And that's just an all-around talent there. I mean, Green is dependable at finding his open teammates.
Pass to Martin. Now here's George. Stevenson with a screen on Jackson. George's shot is off. The Warriors shooting around 50% of the game so far. Smooth shot is good.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Here's Martin. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. 10 points for him.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Here's Garrett. He's got 5. Pass to George. And again, Denver with a 3.
The three-point shooting has been on point here in the second half.
Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Smooth. Driving in. And he dunks it home after the pick freed him up.
Yeah, as a screener, Jackson uses his size and takes great angles.
Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
Jerome on the wing. Green covering. Jerome on the wing. He's off on that one. Green with the defensive effort. Smooth, the pass to Richards. Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Smooth. Jackson with a screen on Martin. Jackson outside. Pass to Smooth. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Jackson can't get it to go. Nuggets trail by 11. Here's Martin. Warriors with the rebound. Richards has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Offensive board.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Okay, it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look good.
Yeah, that type of injury is always worrisome. Hopefully, he's okay.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, #1. Everything else comes after that.
Denver has gone 3 of 5 from downtown here in the second half. Martin outside. Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Stevenson. Here's Jerome. Back to Martin. Let's go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Richards has got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Smooth. 27 points for him. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Garrett. Moody defends. Pass to Ware. Martin right side. Here's Jerome. Driving inside and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Moody. Moses Moody up strong for the jam.
That was execution to perfection. Textbook transition offense.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Stevenson with a screen on Jackson. Here's Ware. Another miss. They desperately need a bucket. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. Here's Smooth. Ooh, nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Smooth's got 10 points here in the second half. Here's Jerome. They still have time to make this a game.
But they really need to focus in because they let this game get away from them a little bit.
Martin outside. Pass to Ware. And these are the best teams this season when it comes to converting points off turnovers. In third, the Warriors.
And if you turn the ball over when you play this team, you're going to regret it. They just have a knack for knowing how to capitalize off other teams' mistakes.
For the Nuggets, Murray's checked in for Garrett. Santos comes in for Martin. And Leonard subbed in for Jerome. And Golden State also making a switch. Stevens is checked in.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Now here's Murray, an aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Green against Leonard. And Green comes to help. Out to the right wing. Puts up a 3. And it's Ware missing. The Warriors lead by 20. Jackson outside. The three-pointer off the mark.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Stevenson on the wing. Leonard outside. Pass to Santos. Here's Ware. The Nuggets with another miss. Here's Golden State. They're on an 18-7 run. Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. Smooth's got 38 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Here's Ware. Lets the 3 fly. Gets the 3 to fall. Ware's got 9.
It's clear there's a lot of pride on the line in this one.
Not always the best scenario, but in this game, pride takes over. You score on me, I'm going to come back and score on you.
Here's Smooth. He's got 38. Pass to Jackson. Launches a 3. Denver grabs the miss.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look.
Here's Primo. They've got Keegan Murray. Joel Embiid is out there with Green. And it's Ware in at the 4-man position. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Outside, Green. Pass to Embiid. From the left block. Nails the baby hook.
I love the confidence Embiid plays with, especially this close to the rim.
Here's Primo. Green covering. To the wing, right side. Here's Smooth. Outside Moody. 6 on the shot clock. Over Murray. Moody misses. Nuggets trail by 18. Now Embiid. Pass to Murray. Outside, Green. Out to the right wing. Here's Santos. Jacks up a 3. And it's Ware missing. Here's Smooth. Embiid covers. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. The 3. And again, no good by Golden State. The Nuggets shooting 41% in this game. Outside, Green. Out to the wing. Pass to Santos. Hits a 3-pointer. Santos has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Here's Smooth. Here's Watford. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. No luck on that one.
And even though he couldn't send the shot back at him, he certainly altered it.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Murray from outside. Warriors with the rebound. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. Pass to Primo to the middle. And here's Watford. Here's Smooth. Right wing. Embiid with a steal. Now here's Green. Murray with it. Now guarded by Moody. Embiid passes to Green. Can't hit that one. The Warriors lead by 15. They still need this. Smooth's shot is good. Smooth's got 41.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Embiid with it. Gafford grabs the miss. Golden State has gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Here's Smooth. Green covering. Smooth. The pass to Primo. Shot clock at 6. There's the 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And Denver will go for a different look here. Stevenson, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Garrett comes in for Murray. Martin, he's checked in for Santos. And Jerome subbed in for Green. Now here's Stevenson. Back to Jerome. It's Martin on the wing. Sends it home from three-point land.
Now the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Here's Smooth. Moody on the wing. Cuts off the pass. Here's Garrett. Pass to Martin. Here's Garrett. Takes the three. Another shot. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Making the most of that possession, unwilling to give up on the play.
And so it's Green who brings up the ball for Golden State. 15-point game. Spins. And he drives in. Smooth. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Denver's got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the 4th.
Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into. For Denver, they've gotten 4 of 9 shots to go in during this 4th quarter. Pass to Martin. Inside. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Count it. Smooth's got 45 points.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Driving to the basket, laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Smooth's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Now here's Stevenson. Martin, left side. Clock at 6. Here's Jerome. Off the mark there with a 3.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
All right, time for an injury report.
Well, guys, I was able to catch up with Denver's head athletic trainer. They told me it's a collapsed lung, a serious situation, and we're all hoping that he's okay. There will be no return to the floor tonight, and it sounds like recovery period is going to last a little longer than they were hoping for. Guys?
All right, that's good intel. We've definitely been thinking of him, and now we have some more clarity, guys.
Yeah, they now have all the information they need in order to determine the next steps.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Warriors.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And with this one, they go double digits in the win column.
And against a familiar opponent, it's nice to establish a psychological advantage with a win in the first game.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Smooth.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Jerome on the wing, covered by Richards. To stop the run, he buries it from 3. Here's Smooth. Oh, hey, how about that?
That's impressive.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
And so Golden State takes this one, and by a big margin.
Okay then, that's how we stand on business.
Great win tonight, MB.